Introduction to Project Management. At end of this session objectives you will understand about project management. Define project. Identify characteristics and classifications of project. Discuss project management knowledge areas. Explain roles and responsibilities of project management. Describe project life cycle. Let's start. What is project management? A project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. Temporary endeavor indicates that a project has a definite beginning and end. The end is reached when the project goals are achieved or it's determined the project is no longer viable. Projects are temporary, but their deliverables may exist beyond the end of the project. Projects drive change. A project is aimed at moving an organization from one state to another state in order to achieve a specific objective. Before the project begins, the organization is commonly referred to as being in the current state. The desired result of the change driven by the project is described as the future state. E.g. project topic: administration of praziquantel in a schistosomiasis endemic area. Program versus project. Program is a series of projects whose objectives together contribute to a common overall objective. A program is a group of related projects managed in a coordinated way to obtain benefits and control not available from managing them individually. E.g. 1. IT infrastructure. Under this program, there could be projects such as providing more wireless internet access, upgrading hardware and software, etc. E.g. 2. Schistosomiasis Control Program, administration of praziquantel in a schistosomiasis endemic area. Characteristics of project. Projects are temporary in nature. They are not an everyday business process and have definitive start dates and end dates. Projects exist to bring about a product or service that hasn't existed before, unique. Maybe it's been done in a very similar fashion before but never exactly in this way. Projects are completed when the project goals are achieved or it's determined the project is no longer viable. A project should have a primary customer or sponsor. Most projects have many interested parties or stakeholders, but someone must take the primary role of sponsorship. A project involves uncertainty. Because every project is unique, it is sometimes difficult to define its objectives clearly, estimate how long it will take to complete, or determine how much it will cost. A successful project is one that meets or exceeds the expectations of the stakeholders. Let's see one example. Manager of Warrabe Comprehensive Specialized Hospital approaches you with a fabulous idea. He wants to computerize the hospital's chronic patients' care data handling practice. He believes that computerizing the system will help the physicians and other healthcare providers to easily access medical records of the patients. This in turn will highly improve quality of service delivery and client satisfaction. He told you that senior management has already cleared the project, and he'll dedicate as many resources to this as he can. He wants the new system in place in 2 selected departments in the hospital by the end of 2024 GC. Finally, he has assigned you to head up this work. Is it a project? Is it unique? Yes, because the new system doesn't exist in the hospital. Does the product have a limited time frame? Yes, the start date of this project is today, and the end date is the end of 2024. Is there a way to determine when the project is completed? Yes, once the new system are installed and operating, the project will come to a close. Is there a way to determine stakeholder satisfaction? Yes, the expectations of the stakeholders will be documented in the form of requirements during the planning processes. These requirements will be compared to the finished product to determine if it meets the expectations of the stakeholder. Classification of project. Projects can be classified based on several criteria, such as ownership, source of finance, and forces behind the project. First, based on ownership. Private sector, projects mostly undertaken by business enterprises. Public sector, projects undertaken by national and local government body. NGOs, development projects are most often undertaken by non-government and not-for-profit organizations. Based on the source of finance, government treasury, projects may be entirely financed by government budget as per its priority. Government treasury and external sources, most projects are financed by the joint partnership of the government and donor groups. External sources of finance, projects may be financed totally by parties other than the government but established for the well-being of the citizens, and the ownership may be for the government or the public.
What are the triple constraint in project management? Every project is constrained in D/T ways by its scope, time, and cost goals. To create a successful project, a project manager must consider 1. Scope. What work will be done as part of the project? What unique product, service, or result does the customer or sponsor expect from the project? How will the scope be verified? 2. Time. How long should it take to complete the project?
What is the project schedule? How will the team track actual schedule performance? Who can approve changes to the schedule? 3. Cost. What should it cost to complete the project? What is the project's budget? How will cost be tracked? Who can authorize changes to the budget? What is project management? It is the discipline of planning, organizing, and managing resources to bring about the successful completion of specific project goals and objectives. It is the application of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to project activities to meet project requirements. It is the complete set of tasks, techniques, tools applied during project execution. It is used where there is a high degree of uncertainty and risk. B/C, there is no experience of performing the activity. Projects need to be managed to meet their objectives, which are defined in terms of expectations of time, cost, and quality. What is project management knowledge areas and defining each? Are fields or areas of specialization that are commonly employed when managing projects. 10 knowledge areas are used on most projects most of the time. 1. Project integration management. This area focuses on coordinating and integrating all aspects of a project. For example, a project manager overseeing the development of a new software product would ensure that all project components, such as requirements gathering, design, development, testing, and deployment, are properly coordinated and integrated. 2. Project scope management includes the processes required to ensure that the project includes all the work required and only the work required to complete the project successfully. Examples of project scope management. Let's see a website development project where the project manager defines the specific features, functionalities, and content that will be included in the website while ensuring that the project stays within the defined scope. 3. Project schedule management includes the processes required to manage the timely completion of the project. 4. Project cost management includes the processes involved in planning, estimating, budgeting, financing, funding, managing, and controlling costs so the project can be completed within the approved budget. 5. Project quality management includes the processes for incorporating the organization's quality policy in order to meet stakeholders' expectations. 6. Project resource management includes the processes to identify, acquire, and manage the resources needed for the successful completion of the project.
7. Project communications management includes the processes required to ensure timely and appropriate planning, collection, distribution, retrieval, control, monitoring, and ultimate disposition of project information. 8. Project risk management, conducting risk management planning, identification, analysis, response planning, response implementation, and monitoring risk on a project. 9. Project procurement management includes the processes necessary to purchase or acquire products, services, or results needed from outside the project team. 10. Project stakeholder MGT, identify the people, groups, or organ that could impact or be impacted by the project, analyze their expectations and impact on the project, and develop appropriate MGT strategies for effectively engaging stakeholders in project decisions and execution. What is project manager? A person with a diverse set of skills, management, leadership, technical, conflict MGT, and customer R/ship, who is responsible for initiating, planning, executing, controlling, monitoring and closing down a project. Direct all activities required to successfully meet the project objectives. Manage risk, scanning ahead for potential issues and resolving them before they become a problem. Solve problems. Track and report project progress. Communicate to all stakeholders in the project. What are project manager competences? 1. Technical project management skills, the skills to effectively apply PM knowledge to deliver the desired outcomes for projects. Project managers frequently rely on expert judgment to perform well. 2. Strategic and business management skills, involve the ability to see the high-level overview of the organization and effectively negotiate and implement decisions and actions that support strategic alignment and innovation. 3. Leadership skills, knowledge, skills, and behaviors needed to guide, motivate, and direct a team, to help an organization achieve its business goals. What are project life cycle and defining each? A collection of generally sequential project phases whose names and number are determined by the control needs of the organization or organizations involved in the project. All projects can be mapped into simple life cycle structures such as starting the project, organizing and preparing, carrying out and closing the project. 4-phase life cycle, and the phases are: 1. Initiation. The aim of this phase is to answer the questions: what is this project trying to achieve and why? Those processes perform to authorize and define the scope of a new phase or project, or that can result in the continuation of halted project work. A large number of the initiating processes are typically done outside the project scope of control by the organization or program processes, and those processes provide input to the project's initiating processes group. Outputs of the initiation phase are: project charter/project brief/project initiation document, PID, a document that answers the questions: what is this project going to achieve? What is the business case for doing it? What is the time frame involved? Who is going to sponsor it? Who is going to manage it? It defines and outlines the expectations of the project. The most important function of this document is that it ensures that everyone involved is in agreement about what the project is going to deliver and that no one has false expectations. Project 2, the planning phase. As its name suggests, the planning process aims to create a plan that can be used to manage the project. The project plan is a statement of how and when a project's objectives are to be achieved, by showing the major products, milestones, activities and resources required on the project. The Prince's 2 definition. Project planning phase is an ongoing process as the plan alters as factors change and aims to give realistic estimate of time, cost and resources. It also manages risks. Initial planning generally consists of developing the scope statement, selecting the planning team, identifying deliverables, creating the work breakdown structure, WBS, identifying the activities needed to complete those deliverables. Outputs of planning phase: project management plan and 9 knowledge area management plans, scope, time, cost, quality, human resources, communications, risk, procurement, and stakeholder management. Ongoing plan updates. 3. The execution phase. Those processes performed to complete the work defined in the project management plan to accomplish the project's objectives defined in the project scope statement. The whole point of a project is to produce deliverables of some sort. The execution phase is where this happens. It is possible to see this phase of the project as consisting of 2 processes: the doing or executing required tasks for project, and the monitoring and controlling of this performance. Outputs of execution phase are: Project deliverables tested, accepted and approved. Measurement of project activities against plan and performance baseline. Identification of what needs to be done to keep project on track. Change management documents. 4. The closure phase. This represents the formal completion of the project deliverables and their transfer to the final beneficiaries, usually internal or external customers. This phase also includes administrative closure, which is the termination of the activities of the project team, the completion of all project documentation, and a formal sign-off of any contracts. Those process performed to terminate formally all activities of a project or project phase, and the transfer of the completed product to others or close a cancelled project. Outputs of closure phase are: all deliverables exit criteria are met. Transfer of deliverables to customer and support function. Project review recommendation and lesson learnt are recorded for future use. Generally, project management refers to the discipline of planning, organizing, coordinating, and controlling resources and activities to achieve specific project goals and objectives within defined constraints. It is the practice of applying knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to effectively manage a project from its initiation to its conclusion. Thanks for watching this tutorials. Don't forget subscribe, share and like. Have a nice time.